Hi, and we're back with our next segment of Community Focus here in downtown Bardstown. And we thank the Java Joint and Steve Green for allowing us to sit in their courtyard back here. And if you haven't had a chance to go to the Java Joint, sometimes you only see some of those front seats when you walk past, or you've enjoyed that. But if you go all the way to the back of the building, you have this wonderful open courtyard that's like a little hidden oasis right here in Bardstown. So thank you, Steve, for allowing us to be here in your little piece of heaven here at the Java Joint. Well, I'm so thrilled to have our next guest because this person comes from some place that's very close to my heart. I'm with the mayor of Bloomfield, Ms. Rhonda Hagan, and Bloomfield is my hometown. I spent 18 years there. It's just has a special place in my heart of growing up there, going to school there, and still going back time to time. We just had lunch there recently. So we get to catch up a little bit with Mayor Hagan and how things are going. And you're full-time Mayor Hagan now.
Yes,
Rhonda, so tell us a little bit about going from a part-time mayor into still a part-time position that you're doing on a full-time basis.
Well, Kim, thank you for having me here today, and I'm always excited to talk about Bloomfield. And I have so many visions and so many exciting things that I want to see happen in and around Bloomfield that I felt like by working I wasn't able to really give full time to what I really wanted, what I'm really passionate about. And so by giving up my job, it has allowed me to be more focused, stay more focused on what I want to do, and be able to get out and talk and network and learn more too, so that I can improve on my position as the mayor of Bloomfield. But I'm always excited to talk about Bloomfield.
Well, you are, because when you first became mayor, I remember you came in my office and we sat there for an hour, hour and a half, and all we did was brainstorm. We talked about ideas. You were excited to be able to take this position. You wanted to see which direction you can take Bloomfield, how you can grow in the agritourism industry, and just kind of come up with new ideas to grow the economic development of Bloomfield. And I think it's very admirable for you to, leave a job that you've had and to put your heart and your soul and everything into the city of Bloomfield. I think that's very admirable, and I'm sure I hope the residents of Bloomfield know what they have in their mayor, and it's very, very special. So let's talk about, you've been mayor for how long now?
A year and 9 months.
A year and 9 months. So so far, what do you think have been a couple of your crowning achievements or things that you feel really good about at this point? Of course, the first year it's like being a president or anything. That first year you're just understanding things, getting to know things. But so far, what are you really proudest of that you've seen happen in Bloomfield?
Well, one of the things that I'm most proudest of is is working towards the future of Bloomfield and planning. We've had some projects. Some of them were already in place before I got in, and they're coming to their final stages now. But I'm just very excited about pulling the community together and trying to focus more on bringing other people from outside into Bloomfield, but also bringing people from Bloomfield back to Bloomfield. Visits. Yes, and it's just it's been very exciting. It's been a very wonderful learning experience for me. When I went in, I didn't know a lot about the water company and the wastewater and all that, so it's really been a great learning experience, and also getting to meet and get to know the people. I just love the people of Bloomfield. I love the atmosphere of Bloomfield, and it's just been wonderful to talk with people and to get to know a lot of the residents around there.
I know you said you were really proud that you've hired a really good police chief and police officer there that's doing a really, really good job. And I think, things like that in a small town are very important. I think when you're in a larger city, you get bogged down with so many things with infrastructure, roads, water, sewer. But day-to-day safety for your residents, I think the police officer was a big check mark on your resume of things that you've done too.
Oh, well, and he's wonderful. He has such great, wonderful leadership qualities, and he's just taking a lot of initiative to make some improvements and to make some changes in Bloomfield also, and it's been very exciting to have him on.
Well, that's great. Well, we got some stuff going on. You've got some stuff coming up. Anytime you've got fall in Kentucky, it's time for chilies and festivals and events and wine fest, as we talked about. But you all have got a chili event coming up that I think is going to be really, really big for you. And let's talk a little bit about The Harvest Homecoming has changed directions a little bit, and it's gone into a chili cook-off. Let's talk about the history of that and how all that aspired and where you are today with that.
Okay, well, last year, as you know, we had the festival, and the Northeast Nelson Economic Development Association joined with the Historical Bloomfield, which was actually just initiated through a Facebook page. And we kind of joined efforts in order to focus on the history and to bring people back. And we had a great parade, we had a really good turnout, and it took a lot of work. And of course, it was the first year for us to really have it that big and to have the historical aspect of it too. Now, the Northeast Nelson Economic Development had the Harvest Homecoming for a few years before that also, and it was starting to get a little bit bigger. One of the problems that we do find in trying to create these things is getting a lot of support, physical support.
It's hard.
And so, you know, we wanted to go ahead and plan something again this year, but we really just didn't have the manpower to try to do the parade, get the booths and everything like that. So we kind of scaled back a little bit, and we've decided to have a chili supper. Now, there's another exciting thing, though, that's going on with that. At the middle school, we recently approached them. As you know, we got a grant to do a brochure for Bloomfield.
Right.
And we approached them to try to get...
Bardstown Tourism, I guess.
Thank you very much. And we actually had went to the school to see about getting the students to help us in developing this brochure. And in the meantime, they're also forming committees up there, and they have a committee where they want to get the students to get more involved in community service, community activities. And it just kind of came together all at once. We're planning the chili supper, and also the school, they wanted to plan a chili supper too, but also have a showcase up at the school. Well, at this meeting we said, we're already having the chili supper, let's join efforts and have the showcase with the students also. So we're going to actually join efforts with the school, and the school is also going to bring in businesses, so it's going to be a pretty exciting event too.
Yeah, that is going to be exciting.
Yeah.
You know, in small towns like that, number one, it's hard to find volunteers. Everyone's busy, everyone's working. They're pooled right now with kids in school, kids at ball fields, you know, having to do so much. It's hard to find enough people, you know, in all of our communities to do things. And we feel your pain with that, because I understand how that goes. But I think the direction that you are going to take is going to be amazing.
Well, the school tends to struggle a little bit too as getting people to come when they have events. So we feel like this is going to help make it pretty successful. On that Saturday, we're going to begin by having...
Saturday what? What's the
Saturday,
date?
November 3rd.
November 3rd.
Saturday,
okay.
November 3rd.
Okay.
We will actually start at 4 o'clock, and at the Bishop Auction House is where it's going to be held. They're going to have a DJ and karaoke from 4 to 6. But during that time also, over across the street at the middle school, they're going to have a student showcase. They're going to display the artwork from some of the students. They'll also, Mr. Martin's band will have some ensembles that's going to be playing at different times. They will have, the dance group is going to be performing. Some of the sports teams will be doing different things. So they're going to have a different type of showcase for the students. But they also want to bring the community in there. So they are asking businesses if they would be happy to set up a booth and also maybe have some type of giveaway so that they're also giving.
Kind of like a business expo too.
Exactly. So they want to, it's actually encompassing our students, the community, and the businesses. And at 6 o'clock, we're going to once again do the Queen Coronation with the spin of the wheel. We're going to bring that back again. And then from 7 o'clock until 9 o'clock, Bluegrass 101 will be playing.
Well, I have to say, I was Tobacco Festival Princess one year with Randy Burba, who is now at Salt River Electric, but how it was based, we had to raise money. And my grandmother was always wanting to give money, and she always would stuff the little tin cans that you would have to put down the drugstore, the grocery store, and you would actually have to put money in. And that was one of my crowning achievements of my life, that I was actually the Tobacco Festival Princess. So I understand how the Queen feels through all this. It is a special thing to have that kind of recognition. It's one of those things that you remember forever and ever. I kind of laugh about it now, but it was a very special time. And you know, small towns are so good, because when I went to the Harvest Homecoming last year, it was so fun because Historical Bloomfield had put all these pictures up of, you know, Bloomfield from then to now, and old school photos and stuff, and we'd find our grandparents and we'd find our parents and we'd find ourselves in there, and it was a lot of fun. That was just hugely fun. And you know, you remember the town you grew up in, and things like this are fun to bring people back home.
Exactly.
To bring them back home to where they came from.
That's why we want to do the homecoming. But we're also going to we do plan to have a historical setup to where your people can come and view again.
Good. I think
similar
that's
to what
fine.
they had last year. There's also videos available of historic Bloomfield that they've had in, I think they sell them down at the drugstore too, but we're going to have them for sale up there, and it's also going to be one of the door prizes that will be given away. So we'll be giving out door prizes throughout the day. We'll have a few things for the kids, face painting, balloon animals, those types of things. So we'll have those. It's actually, you pay one price and it'll be all you can eat, and you can go to both events.
Okay.
Yeah, you can pay, one price will be $10 for adults, $5 for children.
Okay. Did you all have your 5K this year? I remember seeing something about that. I didn't know if that's already been held.
We did have it on the first Saturday of the month. It was Labor Day, but we actually had a very good turnout.
Oh, good.
We were really excited about it. We had a DJ that morning, and we had a really good turnout. So I hope this is something that will continue.
I can see that grow too.
Yes, I can see it growing.
I see that. I like to go to small towns and do their 5K festivals. It's just, again, that atmosphere and that fun atmosphere is a good thing.
We're excited about anything that we can help bring people into Bloomfield, back to Bloomfield for a visit or whatever. We want people to know we're there because our community is a wonderful historical community also, and so we're still working on some things to try to make it attractive to where people want to come back and visit and maybe even stay.
Well, so what would you say a couple of your top 2 goals are? You know, during your administration right now, and the next, you know, couple years that you have left, and you know, further on than that, what goals do you see for Bloomfield? What you really want to achieve?
Well, one of the biggest things that I wanted to achieve since I've been there is to promote Bloomfield and agritourism.
Right.
Because the resources that we do have there is the history and the agriculture, and we do have several working farms that are around the Northeast Nelson area that do welcome people there. We just need to let people know who we are.
That's right.
And with our location, just like with the winery and the wine trail, we're right on that path.
Right.
Also on the Bourbon Trail. And so that is one of my biggest goals, is to try to get agritourism going. And we're working in that direction. It's one step at a time, and of course one of the reasons that I took on full-time mayor is because I did want to be able to get more accomplished, and right now we're working on trying to set up goals and try to plan for the future of Bloomfield, and we're working together with, you know, the council and just getting some input from the community. But we've actually got a vision board in the office that there's different things that we want to try to work on and get going there.
Well, you're doing a great job. In a year and 9 months, you know, I can see some great things getting ready to happen in Bloomfield, has happened in Bloomfield, bringing the community together, bringing the people back home. I think that they're all admirable things to do, and congratulations for everything that you've done so far in Bloomfield. As a former resident, I'm just excited to see all the great things that are going to happen in Bloomfield. Thank you for being with us today.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure.
We hope to see everyone out at the Harvest Homecoming Chili Cook-Off? Supper. Chili supper.
It'll also have oyster stew also.
Oyster stew also, so there you go. Chili and oyster stew. It doesn't get much better than that. Mayor Hagan, thank you, and our best of luck to everything over in Bloomfield. And stay tuned. We'll be back with Community Focus in just a minute.